Hi everyone, and welcome to another of this week's newsletter with myself, Laurence. Let me wish you all, from the boys in the Verlin Pro Shop, a Happy New Year, and hope you're looking forward to the 2025 season as much as we are. The nights are definitely getting a bit longer. We're now seeing sunlight definitely to at least 4:45, so it won't be long before those after work rounds of golf start evolving. But again, as I've said to you guys during the winter when been doing these episodes, is that better never stops. People still wanting to improve their golf over the winter period. So here's one of our lady emerging golfers, again wanting to continue her great progress where she's dropped her handicap tremendously this year. And we've been talking about what might be what could be an adage to her game for this year? What could make that real difference in her progressing? And like a lot of golfers, finding more distance, but particularly for this golfer who hits the ball very nicely, very conservatively straight, if we can find a few more yards off the tee, it might just mean hitting less of a club in for second and third shots. And generally your proximity will get closer if obviously you're hitting less club into the greens. So we're just exploring speed first for the driver. And first of all, we have the image on the left-hand side. And whilst I'm happy with the principles of the setup, you can see the ball position is nice and forward. You can see there's a nice tilt of the shoulder plane. The one big discussion was, well, if we want to hit it further, we've got to swing longer. So at the start of our session, that was the top of our backswing, and we described it as a comfortable length, swinging within ourselves, and again, still hitting the ball a pretty damn good distance, even with this length of swing, because the timing and the sensitive strike was immaculate. So I sort of gave the player a proposition of going, well, for you to swing it further, or for you to hit it further, you need to swing longer. And then we discussed ways of how to swing it longer, and there was things like, I'll just turn the hips more. But what you can clearly see in the left-hand image is that the hips are doing actually a good job of rotating. So all I described to the player was, well, if we sufficiently have a better head tilt at the start, and what you can see here, because the ball is further forward in the stance, the head is almost tilted ahead of that golf ball. Now, as we know, we try to obviously keep our eyes on the golf ball during the golf swing, not necessarily trying to keep our head dead still. Because if our head doesn't tilt, it doesn't allow us to turn efficiently. So what I asked the player to do on the right-hand side was, in fact, look over her right shoulder and just swing the club as far as she could to the top of the backswing. Now, there's quite a significant change, okay? But you might be thinking, she's not looking at the golf ball, okay, how am I going to turn? So what we did there from there was, I said, right, try and refocus. Try and bring that club back on the downswing. And you can see by then, that type of head tilt there is actually going to deliver better results. You can see the strength in the left arm's a lot better. The push of the lower body's a lot better, okay. So then I started describing, well, if we looked at the target, so again, going the other way, look how much that restricts. Almost giving her the example where on the left-hand side is almost that feeling of how she starts. Because her head is tilted in a different way, it doesn't allow that club to be swung back as far. So as soon as I said to her, you can move your head and turn it to the right, it just allowed that club to go back further. And again, me demonstrating really good hip turn as she did that, and obviously could swing through. Now down the line, it looks massively different. Again, you'll see here, we're just having those discussions, look back towards the mirror, and look how far that club goes back now. She couldn't believe this when she saw this on camera. But more importantly, it gave her a real flow and a real sense that she could deliver some more power. And on my launch monitor device, down on the range, we actually saw a 10 to roughly 20 yard gain of the total distance of her drive. So we're going to continue the progress with this, again exploring different ways. Not one way works for one person, might not work for another. So please do get in contact with myself, Laurence, to continue your individual projects and make 2025 your best year yet. Thanks very much.